What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Neeks Sports. A bit of an update today and a bit of yesterday's news. First and foremost, Paul Pogba has been left out or dropped from the France squad. I guess left out because they hadn't announced it. Left out of the France squad due to contracting the coronavirus infection, COVID-19. Him and Tanguy Ndombele are both out of the squad. Anthony Martial has been called up, and well, for Pogba himself, his replacement is what's the guy's name? Eduardo Camavinga, who will potentially be making his debut for the national team. So yeah, Pogba's tested positive for COVID-19. He will have to, I guess, quarantine and then test again probably in 2 weeks. I guess that's how it works, 2 weeks, to see if he has got rid of it or not. And this could potentially, well, it will disrupt Man United start to the Premier League season. They return to pre-season training next week. I want to say Tuesday. It could be Wednesday. I think the 2nd of September. So we definitely missed that. And he potentially, if he recovers from it before we actually start our Premier League season, which is a week after, he will be ready to start our season. Whether, I don't know what training I guess he's going to be able to train, I guess, within his own confines of his home, like he did during lockdown. So I'm not going to have a massive issue with that. But of course, match fitness is the best type of fitness. So he may be lacking a bit of that a week or two compared to the rest of his teammates. But he's out of the France squad. Martial has been called up for the first time in a while. It must be, I think it's about 2 years, because it could be even a bit longer. Could be nearly 3 years, because he was, I'm trying to think, 2018. He wasn't called up for the World Cup, and I don't think he was called up for the squads leading up to the World Cup. But he was, I think, late 2017. So it's about 2.5 years he hasn't been in the France squad. Didier Deschamps actually came out and said since the World Cup 3 or 4 times, Martial was due to be part of the squad for various reasons. It didn't happen, which with what he's been doing since last season, now he is back in the squad. So obviously Deschamps has been watching his progression and his performances for Man United this season, where he has been arguably, if maybe not even arguably, but arguably our best player this season. So he's been rewarded with a call up back to the national team, which I think is right. What's your thoughts on the team, Ramon, that Deschamps, or the squad, shall I say, that Deschamps has selected?
Yeah, so it's there's a few changes in there. Some surprised me, some didn't. Emerick Laporte, I've been speaking about, should have been in the France squad. I was speaking about him before even joining Man City, to be honest. But even now,
we'll let that one go. He ain't getting called up at this.
But he got called up last year. He got called up last year, in the summer last year, and then he got injured for Man City, and he had to come out. That was like last summer. Like the summer fixtures, and then it's like, okay, you called him up, and then that's it. You don't want to call him up again. So then they revert back to type. They asked, I think 2 years ago, he was going to apply to be in the Spain squad. Then he decided not to, so he's going to represent France. They called him up and didn't play him, and it's like, I don't understand. He's the best, for me. He's the best centre back France have. Like, he's the best centre back France have. I think he's now taken over. Yeah, I think he's taken over Varane now. Personally, I think he's better than Varane. Like, he's definitely up there with them at least, but I'd probably have him above them. So I just don't understand. Like, the only thing I can think of that it must be political. It must be to do with the fact that he wants to go to Spain, or Spain want him, or there's something there. Because, like, other than that, I can't even see a reason why you don't have him in the squad at least. And yeah, it looks like he might be just a player he misses out on international football. So, depending on how long he stays in England, Gareth, give him a call. What is he like? Left to be here for like 4 years or something? I don't know. Call him up, Gareth, man, because England could do with that.
Remember when England needed a goalkeeper and people were talking about Almunia?
Yeah.
That never happened in the end. But
I think his wife, he married an English girl, I think, innit? So allowed him to. Yeah. But rest of the squad, yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's a Good squad. Obviously, the COVID changes things. Interested about Matuidi saying that basically because he's gone to USA, he's not going to get called up. Which kind of, I guess, may probably signal the end of his career. But
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm not against the decision because it's not a competitive league. If we're going to be really honest, he's 33 years old. I'm not saying he can't do a job for them. He's a very good player, but he's not going to get any better due to his age and due to the what we call it, the competition that he's in. And they've got quality midfielders. You know, you look at the team there. You got Kante, obviously Sissoko, world class. You know, favorite midfielder of yours. I mean, Nzonzi, Rabiot, and Camavinga. Rabiot's a quality player. I'm not gonna lie. He hasn't really stepped up in the last couple of years due to contract issues or whatever it might be. But there's no Ndombele there. There's no Pogba in the current squad. You know, they've got options. They've got options.
Yeah, I mean, I still think he's better than them all, apart from Kante probably. But I think as well, the other thing is that Deschamps played him in a 4-4-2 at the World Cup, didn't he? Like a left mid. So maybe if he still wants to continue that formation, they may seek other alternatives, and he's probably not their best in that position. But I think right now, as it stands right now, like if he was to go to a World Cup right now, he surely would have been good enough to be called up. But yeah, they're obviously looking forward.
Like if it was the Euros, he would be in the squad.
Yeah.
100%.
Statement
here coming from Afterlin Skills. Benzema is their best striker. Deschamps is a clown. Now, I'm not even going to disagree with you. I mean, his record speaks for itself. I'm not going to say I agree, but I'm not going to disagree. There's arguments here, there, whatever. But gotta let it go. Benzema's French career is done. It's been done. They've won a World Cup without him. The only person missing out is Benzema. France ain't missing Benzema.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're regretting dropping him. And the reality is, he has put himself in this position for his antics off the field. I think he's given up in France. I think there was even talk about him possibly trying to get an international call up with Algeria or something like that. Not too long. So that's not going to happen because he's played so many games for France already. But he's done with France. I think we should just accept it. People say, oh, Benzema was robbed of a World Cup. Well, listen, if he was starting ahead of Giroud, we don't know. We don't know. Yes, you would think he's going to make France better, but we don't know. Yeah. What's going to happen? Giroud started and France won the World Cup and nobody is crying other than Benzema in it. So I think we got to let it. I
mean, all I say to that is 10 years time, Benzema misunderstood Netflix special. Let's go. Let's go.
I watched it yesterday. Misunderstood. Have you watched it?
Yeah, I watched it. Yeah. Yeah, it was good, man. It was good. I mean, there was nothing I really new for me there, but it was interesting to hear other people and the way other people speak about him. And obviously, it was sided towards him. But I mean, like the guys that did back him, I can't disagree with them. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? They're the creme de la creme. So, you know, he was. The thing was with Anelka, you know, he was misunderstood. But he was a man who just wanted to do his own thing. Like he always wanted to do his own thing.
He never play by the rules or the book. It was like, well, listen, 17 years old or whatever, was 18. I'm good enough to play for PSG, and they're not playing me, so I'm leaving. And then Roma just calling, I gotta go. I want to talk. They ain't talking, so I'm just going on strike. Like he was whatever. He never thought about the consequences of any actions.
Nah,
he was like, I'm doing it, and whatever happens, happens. And you know. It's funny because you know what was really interesting when he won the Champions League, obviously 20 years old with Real Madrid.
Yeah.
No, it's not even that, you know. But there's two things. There's that one where he says winning it at 30 or so would have been. It's a different feeling.
Yeah.
He missed out on winning it in 2008. I'm not sure his exact age. It would have been 28 or so at the time, 29. So that would have been a different feeling. Of course, it was his penalty that in the end was crucial, even though we all remember John Terry's slip. Then it was the Euros that they won in 2000. And because he didn't play very well and he wasn't a mainstay or contributor, especially in the final, he said he doesn't like that win. For him, winning at all costs was not his mantra. he had to contribute, which is
Yeah.
completely different to what we generally speak about, or even maybe hear, whether it's from pundits or ex-pros, etc., when they say the most important thing is the result. But for Anelka, it was more about how you win rather than if you win.
I think it depends on the player. Like, because he was such a good player, like he wanted to be the mainstay in the squads in everywhere he went. So, whereas Real Madrid, they didn't really like him, so he was like, "Oh, like what am I doing here?" France, obviously he had the issues from early, with with some of the managers as well, even and all the way right down to the last one. So it's like, if you don't like me, or I don't feel like I'm part of a project, then I don't even want to really be here. And I
Yeah.
think that's why he liked Chelsea, because Chelsea kind of just done his thing at Chelsea, and I think he got on with Roman quite well. And so that would have been his like pride and joy to be part of it and to come on, even though he still wasn't first choice,
No.
but he come on as a sub, innit? He come on as a sub.
In the 08 final, yeah.
Yeah, and to score the penalty would have just been like.
And in 2000, he started because he got the top goal scorer. I think it was joint maybe with Ronaldo. Maybe he actually won it by 1 goal. I think he got 19 goals and Ronaldo got 18 the next season or something like that. So yeah, I remember when he made that move anyway in the January to after I think it was at Bolton at the time. Back to the current French squad. We've got a comment here. So good to see Upamecano in the French squad. He deserved it. Had an unbelievable season with RB Leipzig. If you had to pick your two centre-back pairing, or your centre-back pairing for, let's say, the first choice from this squad, who would you go with from the players that's been selected?
I'll probably go Longley and Varane, really. I know Longley's had. Huh?
Kimpembe's been decent, you know.
Yes.
I'm gonna lie, because I don't watch French football proper. And my biggest memory of Kimpembe too, he scored against us at Old Trafford when I think he should have been sent off in that game, and then he gave away the handball in the second leg. But watching this little Champions League run since the restart, I'm like, this guy's decent.
He's good. Decent. Yeah. He's getting better. He's definitely getting better. There was a point where he was a bit like clumsy at the back, but yeah, to play well and played well in the Champions League final. To be fair to him as well, him and Thiago and Marquinhos done quite well. So like, yeah, I wouldn't begrudge any of them. Like especially him and Upamecano, especially coming up. He wouldn't be mad at them getting opportunities to push through. Obviously Varane.
You will stick with Longley.
Yeah, just because like he's still young-ish, like he's still sort of what mid 25, 26. So he's still like if he's gonna be the next guy that they're looking to say your number one centre back, after they kind of dropped Titi, then you kind of got to run with it and get them to start and play together. So like that, by the time the Euros come next year, they already know who they got. They're ready to just go with it. And then as I said, it could be Kimpembe, but I don't know. There's something about Longley that I quite like, and I think he does quite suit French playing in the France with the French squad from what I've seen.
Another comment here. Where is it gone? So you just can't see any other countries close to this French squad. This World Cup winning team have fantastic and amazing talents all around. Who can come close to this World Cup winning team? Question: England. If you had to say, if there was a nation that was close to France, who would it be?
Well, I guess especially the fact that we're going into Euros, European wise, I'd probably say Belgium, man for man, are up. They have to be up there. I feel like they missed out, Belgium, on the in the World Cup, but not by much. It wasn't like they got battered. And as I say, man for man, they arguably could be even better, man for man. But I think France do play well as a squad together. But I look at this squad and I'm not gassed by it personally. Maybe without Pogba, there looks like something is missing in that middle. I think him and Kante will be vital to that squad. I agree with that comment about Nzonzi. I was a caller for him a while ago. As now, I just feel like they could, like, I don't know. I'm not really sure about him. If he's not really going to get past Kante, which he won't, I don't really know why he was there over someone else. maybe if there was talks of maybe Decore getting a call back from Watford. I'd like to. He might be quite good in the squad, especially if he gets to move to Everton with Ancelotti. I wonder if that might boost him getting a chance going forward. But yeah, good to see Camavinga get a chance, and Aouar as well. His
Yeah.
first call up, he
Then
looks like
forward,
decent.
in terms of the forwards, now, as I said, Martial's been called up. I think we can all agree that's definitely deserved. Oh my god, we got Ben Yedder, Giroud, Griezmann, Ikone. I have no idea who that is. I'm not gonna lie. Mbappe.
Yeah, Kone's decent. He got called up to the last squad, and I think he scored in his debut.
Okay.
Yeah, he's decent.
And Hossam. There was a debate on Twitter about how to pronounce his name, because whether the French pronunciation or Arab pronunciation, because of course he is well, the name itself is Arab, but he is French national.
Mm.
Are you happy with that front line, that forward? Is there anyone else you're thinking, should have been called up?
Yeah, I mean, I think Giroud is hanging on. Like, I know he's vital to the way they play, but I feel like he's kind of just like he's
Well,
hanging on a bit.
if they play a 4-2-3-1 and you have Martial and Mbappe out wide, which I guess is it's a bit of a move from Martial's position, but we know he can play out there. Griezmann behind, like the striker like they had in the World Cup, and who you have Giroud up front. I guess you have him ahead of Ben Yedder as a striker, surely.
Yeah, I mean, Ben Yedder's decent. He can probably do a job, but then like if Martial's playing up top right now for Man United, then just put him up. You put him up. You might as well put him up top. That's why I was surprised to not see someone like Coman or Thomas Lemar in the squad as like a winger. Or Dembele. Yeah, the Oos. The Oos. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, when you have a club which has had such a dire season like Barca have had in the end, it's like you kind of just maybe you're not quite sure whether they're finished or the club's finished or whatever. The opportunities are going to be given to them. But I think come the next World Cup squad, the Oos definitely got to be in there. And World Cup winner, man of the match, Kingsley Coman. Sorry, World Cup winner and Champions League winner, man of the match in the final, Kingsley Coman. Obviously not in the squad, but again, is he just being rested? I don't know, but he definitely will be a part of it going forward, I'm sure as well.
Yeah, guys, we haven't even touched on the main topic of today, which was actually Ben Chilwell. We'll get to that in a second. Looking at Salah Sumro. Yes, we work. We do not go to school. We're too old to go to school. We do have jobs. I hope that answers your question. And sorry that you haven't left your house since 2015. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, we are going to get to talk about Ben Chilwell in a second. There was a question from Afterling Skills about Messi. We're going to be talking about transfers in general on our podcast later today, which will be out tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. We're not going to go. He just come again. Yeah, we're not going to go into depth in terms of that. We're not going to go into that at all, to be fair, on this stream. But in the podcast, we'll talk about it. So yeah, look out for that soon. On the England squad now. Gareth Southgate came out and said, I think the biggest omission, of course, this is a pre-England squad because it has Maguire in it. And we know that he's actually been dropped since out of the England squad, even though he's now appealed. So technically he's innocent until proven guilty. So it's all a bit weird because he brought him into the squad, dropped him after he got found guilty, but now he's still in the case of not guilty now. So do you bring him back in? I think no, but I don't think they should have brought him in the first place. I think they should have just waited to see the outcome of the trial, and then you're going to appeal and you say, all right, we're going to stick with him. Then you bring him in. But to bring him in, drop him when he gets guilty, now he's not guilty. Like, why are you still leaving him out? If you brought him in originally because he was not guilty, then surely you bring him back in because he's not guilty. But for me, I think you should have left him out in the first place and made the decision after. But again, we'll speak about that on the podcast as well. But in terms of Grealish is the biggest omission from this. And what's your thoughts on Grealish not being in the squad?
That's nonsense, man. It's nonsense. Like, I think everyone knows it. It's like you wanted them. You literally, the reason why he said he's not in the last squad a year ago was because he hadn't had Premier League experience. He's now played in the Premier League, dragged Villa from the realms of relegation, to stay in the Premier League. Had a brilliant season. Arguably one of the best English midfielders there has been in the league this year, and you still don't want to call him up. Like I can't work it out. Someone said someone said Southgate must want Grealish to to cure the coronavirus before he now calls him up. That's his next target. Because I mean, yeah, like I mean, for me, like Mount, Madison, Dele Alli right now, Loftus-Cheek, like he's got to be ahead of them all. Like by the way he's played the season alone. I mean, so like the fact that he's not called up is a big statement, especially with the Euros next year. You want to be looking to your best squad, and those names in the middle don't scream as like don't give England much hope really going forward. I mean, it's not great.
What Southgate came up and said. Sorry, I just got a notification from Twitter saying, "Are you a robot?" And I'm clearly not a robot, so I'm having to just sort that out. Thanks, you man. Yes, I'm back. Because I was getting some news story about SARR that I think apparently he's completed his move to Chelsea. I don't know if I haven't seen it confirmed by Fabrizio Romano or by Chelsea yet, so I'll hold off on that. But that deal looks like it's pretty much going to get done. But the point of Grealish, what Southgate said was that he's competing. He doesn't see him as an 8. He sees him as competing with the forwards, i.e. Sancho, Sterling, Rashford, and I don't know who the other winger in the squad is. Who's that?
Greenwood. Greenwood is the main one, I think.
Yeah, Greenwood. So he said, but he sees them competing with, and he had to choose. Basically, he said he had to choose Greenwood based on the season. But I'm like, but Grealish equally has had a great season.
Yeah.
Now, I think he can. Well, he can play 8. Yes, he's played from the wing a lot, but the fact that he can do both surely adds another bow to his ribbon to select him, as opposed to disadvantaging him because he can on the left. It's a weird.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make sense because I mean he's played the majority of the season wide and in the middle. It's like he's probably had about half and half, and like he's done both very well. So there's no argument for me in what position you choose him in. You just choose him and then you kind of fit him into your system. It may speak more about England's formation and the way they want to play. They may be looking to more of like a 4-3-3 type formation where they don't need a number 10 specifically, which may suit him a little bit more. But then you got Mason Mount in there, who's probably plays in that same sort of role. So yeah, don't really know.
Yeah, it's a weird one. I wonder if he does make
Hello?
I'm back, guys. I'm back. So what I was saying is I wonder if he does make a big move, whether that will put him back into the reckoning for the England squad more so. But then that being said, Calvin Phillips is in the England squad. He ain't played a Premier League game. He's played for Leeds in the Championship. So, I mean, sometimes you don't fancy someone.
I think that's it. Yeah, just hold your hand up and say, look, I don't. You know what I mean? Not my choice.
You can't tell him, oh, I need to play some games, and he plays all the games and saves them for relegation.
Yeah.
And then you don't pick him. So it's like, what do I actually have to do? You're fooling man around in it. So yeah.
The thing is, and that's the thing. I mean, if you're someone like Didier Deschamps, you can swipe away those questions and say all your players because you've taken that squad and won the World Cup, innit? Gareth Southgate ain't really done that yet. So he needs to now. He didn't even win the Nations League. So you need to now, you know what I mean? Come out and go back and say, right, I don't like him, I don't want to play him, or you can't just be giving him all these tasks.
Why is Saka not in the squad? Do you think he deserves to be in the squad? And if so, over who?
He could be in the squad. Like it's one of them ones. Looking at the season, you could say he's been good in the squad, but I don't know. I just think leave him in the under 23s, under 21s, whatever it is. Just leave him there, man. I don't mind him being there. Him, Nelson, and Nketiah are in there. Let them grow, let them develop. Don't need to force them into the squad yet. He might even do good because I don't think he'll be in the final England squad next year, next summer. But he's young enough to get into the squads later on. World Cup, the next World Cup in Qatar may be his target. So I'm not mad at that.
Chelsea fans are crying because Reece James and Callum Hudson-Odoi didn't make the England squad, but they made the under-21 squad, so that can help their development, guys. Relax.
They've been relegated. I don't know why they're not crying for Reece James. Like, say he's proven that he's the best right back in the country.
I know.
There's three man. There's like 3-4 man ahead of him.
But yeah, you know what? I was gonna. Yeah, Jordan Brown just said they ain't even a big up Elite KJ in the comments. They said they ain't even picked a left back. I think, and he's right. They haven't picked a left back. Now, I don't understand. I don't know what's actually going on. Like, what formation is going to play? Or is he playing Gomez out there? Like, I'm bad.
I don't. Yeah, don't know. I mean, out of the three, I'll probably say Trippier is the most versatile to go there. But I mean, I don't understand the point of it. You might as well give someone else an opportunity who you think may be able to break into the squad. You know, we were talking about people like Rose, Bertrand, Cresswell, people like that will give them, like, they got an opportunity now to play whilst Shaw and Chilwell are injured.
Yeah, he's got three.
Give them a chance. Like, give them a chance to have a go instead of putting a right back there to force it, and then when it goes wrong, they're going to say, "Oh yeah, he was out of position." Well,
but speaking, I see the comments that Neeks, I saw you trolling last night. Yeah, I was in the comments of the Football Terrace. They were talking about Chelsea and their transfers. Part of it was trolling, 100%. Latimus Prime, Fordimus Prime. He's absolutely joke. The guy's a bottle job. The guy is a bottle job because he says something and he's like, "No, I'm just asking the question. Say it with your chest, innit? Say it with your chest." But moving on, that's it. Brilliant segue into Chelsea. Now, the point of this video, this stream, was actually about Ben Chilwell. He has completed a £50 million move to Chelsea from Leicester City. I mean, I guess it's good money for Leicester. It's a position that Chelsea fans, especially, have been looking to strengthen for a long while. They haven't rated Alonso, so much so that some of them have been begging for Emerson, but they don't really rate Emerson either. So I don't hear Chelsea fans complain about left back anymore. They spent 50 million on them. They said Ben Chilwell is Frank Lampard's first choice. Some of them want Tagliafico. I want to say Tagliafico. Yeah, I think it's Tagliafico and whoever, all these other names. But we know what Ben Chilwell can do. Is that a good signing for Chelsea?
It's a safe signing, I think. As I said, Chelsea fans will be split on it. But he's a good player. He's better than what they got at the moment, which is what you want in a transfer window. And he's Lampard's first choice. And if they got to trust in their manager, then they got to trust that he's making the right decisions, the players that he wants, regardless of how long he'll be there. Maybe at the door in another year or so, but we'll see. But he's got to make. If he says that's my first choice, and Chelsea say, "All right, we'll get him," then he ain't got no excuse as well, Lampard, to say like it's not worked next year. Well, you wanted him. That's the person you wanted over Tagliafico or some of the other ones that were talked about. So, but yeah, he's good. He's obviously England's next golden boy to play at left back. So you kind of go similar to when Man United bought Luke Shaw. You're kind of like he's the next kind of left back, Man United, the England left back. So it's kind of like a safe bet to go with someone that's young and English. Balances out their squads for the English numbers and the English number of players in the squad as well.
Just looking, so I put a tweet out yesterday. I knew it will get some of Chelsea's fans backs up, but I just say you own it. Own what you are. You are a club that when the going gets tough, you buy the league. That's what Rock does. Like, you don't talk about, we're the most successful club in the last 15 years. It's because you spent a hell of a lot of money in the last 15 years. And a part of it was without, some people saying it's confirmed that they've signed Malang Sarr. Oh yeah, I have. So Chelsea signed former Nice defender Malang Sarr on a 5-year deal. He will spend the 2020-21 season out on loan. Thanks for that, Collins, Brown, Justin. Good young centre-back, I guess, but he won't be there. So maybe Thiago Silva is the only centre-back that's going to come directly into the team for the season. But the point I'm making is that, Augustus Roberts, buy the league. I'm kind of using the expression. I don't care what people spend. Like, it's your money. Spend it right, get the right players, and win the league. That's what you do. And own it, because Chelsea weren't winning leagues before Abramovich spent the money. So I've got an example here, which I tweeted. These are the players that you bought in 2003, 2004, the first 2 seasons of Roman Abramovich under Ranieri and Mourinho. So we got Crespo, Duff, Veron, Makelele, Mutu, Parker, Bridge, Jeremy, and Joe Cole, Glenn Johnson. That was in the first season, 2003. And then 2004 under Jose, you got Drogba, Carvalho, Ferreira, Robben, Thiago, Cech. Cech actually was actually purchased, I think, in like the January or so, and he came at the end of the season. Jarosic, Alex, and Kesman. Total 297 million. You won 2 Premier Leagues in a row, got to multiple Champions League semi-finals, and you won multiple domestic cups, whether it was the League Cup, FA Cup, whatever it might have been. Well done. It was your money, or it was Abramovich's money. You spent it, you won. You've been dominant across the last 15 years, and things have dipped in the last few years. And Abramovich said, that can't run. I need some trophies again. I need some big Premier League trophies. And he spent money again. So he's gone for, and I'm counting the 2 years. People are like, oh, it's not Lampard's player. Well, the players that Ranieri bought weren't Mourinho's player, but he used them to win the league. He had to get the best out of them. They didn't bring him and say, well, everyone Ranieri signed, you don't have to work with. He was utilizing Duff and Crespo and Makelele. Makelele was a stalwart in Mourinho's side, but he wasn't bought by Mourinho, so it doesn't make a difference. In 2019, 2020, you've signed Pulisic, Kovacic, Ziyech, Werner, Chilwell, Havertz, 323 million. Now we know that the cost of the cost of players has increased in the last few years, but 323 million in 2 summers is still a decent amount of money. Now I have no issue you spending it, but when you spend that money comes the pressure. So when people say Chelsea have to win the league, or Chelsea have to minimum challenge for the league, because yes, you have to say Liverpool are there and Man City are there. But when Jose came in, Man United had just won the league in 2003. Arsenal were the double winners of when Jose came in, Arsenal had just won the league unbeaten in 2004. Man United won in 2003. Arsenal won it doubled in 2002. And Man United won 3 in a row before that. So he still had to come and beat 2 Premier League champions, some consecutive, some record-breaking, whatever it might be. So from you to come now, having spent 323 million over 2 summers, and we're going to say 2 summers because Kovacic and Pulisic were purchased for last season prior to the transfer ban, or excluding the transfer ban because obviously Kovacic was on loan. If I say that Chelsea need to challenge or win the league, I think that's fair. Because when Van Dijk and Alisson and Fabinho and Naby Keita came in, everyone was saying, well, Liverpool better go win the league. And because they didn't win the league, everyone was ready to say flop, Jurgen, flop, flop, flop. But it's only because they went and won the Champions League, we had to hold off. And then they won the league this year. So I think the pressure for me on Chelsea is legit. They have to win a big trophy this year.
Yeah, that's why they were bought for. These players ain't coming to get 4th place every year. They're coming to win trophies. You know what I mean? So they're gonna want to win it. That's 323 million without signing a goalkeeper yet, which Chelsea fans will tell you that's their main priority this year. So, and I said to them, hold off. See, he's working from the front back. We said that, innit, about a month ago. He said, hold off, don't worry. Chelsea fans, why we're not signing a position? I said, don't worry. Roman's not an idiot. You say Rome weren't built in a day, but Roman weren't built in a summer. He knows what he's doing. You start from the front, Ziyech, Werner, Havertz, and he's working his way back. Thiago gonna come in. Chilwell's there now, and don't think that he's not looking at goalkeepers. He's looking at goalkeepers as well. So expect that to hit 350 plus. And then you're saying you have to be looking at winning, challenging for the league. You have to. You can't spend the same money that Liverpool and Man City are spending and say, let's aim for top 4. The three of you are all buying the league together. So one of you got to win it. You know what I mean? And so, the expectation.
As it stands, 2 teams are going to flop this season in the league because only one of you lot can win it, and all of you lot have to win it, but only one team can. So just you have to accept it. There's a comment here from Augustus Roberts says, and we had transfer ban. So the money from that window, let's say 70 million for the window, we didn't sign anyone, Hazard money and Morata money. Yeah, but when Liverpool sold Coutinho for 140 million and bought Van Dijk and bought Alisson and Fabinho, Naby Keita, we still all said they need to win a big trophy. And while Liverpool fans were like, yeah, but next spend. We were like, I don't care about next spend. You bought world-class players with world-class talent, you got to win. And Werner is a world-class player based on the last couple of seasons. Havertz is a world-class talent. Pulisic is a world-class talent. Who am I missing? Kovacic, brilliant player. Ziyech, top-class player. So I'm not complaining about how much he spent. If you got all these men on a free transfer, I will still be saying that that team's good enough to win the league. But when you actually invest that money in, you're not investing it in to come second and third. You invest. Listen, I think some Chelsea fans just born the other day. They don't remember. They don't know who Roman is. They actually don't know who Roman is.
They're not. And I don't want to hear mediocre stuff from any of them. Javern, especially, I'm talking to you. Don't want to hear your mediocre predictions. We'll take Champions League qualification and then maybe a trophy. No, go and challenge now for the league. Go and challenge for the Champions League because that's what you're expecting of everyone else. Man City showed you the way we got to go fullbacks. You have to spend 50 mil, and that's what you're now doing. So you're now spending the money that Man City was spending when you were going out all the. How are you gonna spend all that money on fullbacks? Well, now you're doing it as well. So the proof is in the pudding. Let's see what happens with that. You know what I mean? Chelsea second game of the season. You better go. Sorry, Chelsea Liverpool second game of the season. You better go win that. Go and beat Liverpool and show us what you're about, innit?
100%. They all want to give Lampard a free pass, but Abramovich ain't giving him a free pass. So you can free pass him all you want. Abramovich ain't spending 320 million for free passes. It don't work like that. I'm letting you know. Someone says Man United spent 80 million Maguire, 50 million AWB last season. Nobody said you're title contenders. But the difference is, can we sit here honestly and say that when we bought Maguire and Wan-Bissaka, you felt that our team was therefore good enough to win the league? I didn't. And I don't think you did. The difference is, if you spent 320 million, if we spent 320 million, the players that we're buying, Mourinho, Solskjaer, you're gonna think, all right, yeah, this team can do a thing. But we finished 6th the season before, so that 80 plus 50, 130 million. I'm not expecting us to go from 6th to 1st. But however, the season before that, when we finished 2nd behind Man City, and then we went and bought we bought Luke. We got into Champions League. We bought Lukaku, and I can't remember who else we bought. We bought Lukaku and someone else, and we were like, you know what, this team's ready.
Sanchez came in January.
Yeah, Sanchez. We said this team ready to challenge for the league, and we got 80 odd points, 81 points, and we finished 19 points behind Man City. Like we were disappointed, but we at the start of the season we said this team is ready. Now I'm saying that Chelsea team, man for man, is good enough to win the league. Our team last year, regardless of how much we bought Maguire for and how much we bought Wan-Bissaka for, was not good enough to win the league. As a matter of fact, when the season started, you can see the receipts there. I said we're finishing 5th. So we finished 3rd. We did better than I thought we did. Chelsea finished joint 3rd last year on points. You can't say, all right, yeah, we're going to spend 320 million, or, okay, take out 100 million of Pulisic and Kovacic, spend 220 million, plus maybe a goalkeeper. Thiago Silva comes in, and we're just going to finish 3rd. Come on, man. Like, yeah, he said, that's why, what did someone said, I'm a Chelsea fan. I'm just trying to take pressure off Frank. I don't believe he's good enough. That's not my problem. I'm saying the players are good enough. Lampard now has to get the best out of those players to realize those expectations. That's the way I'm looking at it personally.
Has to.
Los Colchoneros. Man United spend big money on 2 players. Chelsea buying half a squad doesn't even compare. Well, that's it, isn't it? That is it. We'll see if Man United go out and buy Jadon Sancho, Donny van der Beek, I don't know who's a left back out there. Tagliafico. Tagliafico's a left back, innit? I keep saying. I'm sure he's a left back, innit? Yeah. We gotta sign him. Thomas Partey. 4 players. That's our. I'm saying we better challenge for the league. I'm telling you, if we better challenge for the league. We're not going to be spending 250 million on 4 top class to world class players to finish third again. Oh, come on. That's a waste of money. It's a waste of money. So, and we're in the Champions League. I'm expecting if we were to sign those players to go deep, and I think that should be the expectation for Chelsea. Now, you might not think Lampard's good enough, and that's another argument. And you might say, well, if Lampard's not good enough, maybe we need to get rid of Lampard. I'm not saying that you should do that. But in terms of the players that are there, the manager needs to have the expectation now to push for the league, seriously push for the league, and go deeper into the Champions League. That's me. But as I said, we are going to discuss it more on the podcast this evening in a few hours. Actually, we're going to record in that, and that will be out tomorrow before Liverpool play Arsenal in the Community Shield on Saturday. Quick prediction for that, Ramsey. Liverpool, Arsenal.
Liverpool win that. Should win that with the squad that they have.
You beat them last time you played them.
Yeah, you know, drunk off the title winning champagne. So I expect them back, ready to go.
Ryan Brewster hat trick incoming.
There you go, isn't it? Well, no Van Dijk. Is it Van Dijk going to make it? He got cut in the face and Trent out.
Yeah. So listen, I don't know what the Arsenal squad is saying. I ain't keeping up with you. All I'm doing is refreshing Man United transfer news and nothing.
4-1 battered MK Dons. El Neni with a 40-yard banger, ready to go on Saturday.
But yeah,
I don't know why they're announcing that Gabriel deal, man. He's been there, signed thing, had the medical.
Has he had the medical?
Yeah, done.
Maybe he failed the medical.
Maybe.
Hey guys, smash the like